Hello everyone. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I know this channel is mostly centered around politics, but I want to show you guys a video of Charles Barkley stuffing his foot in his mouth, talking about the NBA players and taxes. Take a look and then we'll talk about it.
Front of the line. We need 300 million shots. Giving 1,000 to some NBA players.
What about NFL?
NFL, I'm just getting ready to say NFL players, hockey players. Listen, as much taxes as these players pay, let me repeat that. As much taxes as these players pay, they deserve some preferential treatment.
For life and death?
Yes.
The amount of money you make.
No, I said taxes. I didn't say the amount of money you make.
Well, that's on taxes.
I'm saying the amount of taxes these guys pay.
No. We can't go there. No. I don't think you could go there. I'm clear.
Okay, what the fuck was that? What was that? What was that, really? Now, I know on this channel I don't normally talk about things outside of the realm of politics, but this right here was too good to turn down. Now, I'm not here to motivate you to cancel Charles Barkley. You may come across this video and be a fan. I'm not here to tell you to stop watching NBA or Inside the NBA on TNT. I think that's what the show is called. I'm not here to tell you to do any of that. I'm just here to provide you facts to counter this insane misinformation and outright just elitist bullshit. Okay, this right here is classism at its finest. Okay, and in that video you saw Charles Barkley saying and doubling down on the fact that he believes that not just NBA players but athletes in general should receive the COVID-19 vaccine before others simply because they pay more money in taxes. Their lives are worth more than yours and mine included because they pay more money in taxes. And thank God for Kenny Smith, I believe his name is, who seems to have some semblance of class consciousness and understands that the reason why them, as well as the NBA players that are currently playing, pay more taxes than everyone else, not everyone else, but most other people, it's because of the money they make. And this idiot Charles Barkley, when, upon hearing that goes, well, no, I'm not saying the amount of money. No, that is what you're saying. That's how taxes work in this country, right? That's how it works. And this idiot is saying that their life matters more than yours and mine because they pay more taxes. Well, I actually have facts to back up what I am about to elaborate on. So Donald Trump's tax bill back in 2017, his biggest accomplishment, right? That tax bill, 83% of the benefits went to the top 1%. And that tax bill is actually going to raise taxes on over half of working people over a 10-year period. So that the tax bill was implemented back in 2017. 10 years from now will be 2027. Did you know that the top marginal tax rate in this country right now at the moment is 37%? That's the top marginal tax rate. You want to know what that was back in around 1945 to 1955 or so? It was 92%. 92%. And that wasn't even the effective rate. The 37% that it is right now isn't even the effective rate. When you count loopholes and deductions and all these things that these people can do to avoid paying their taxes, it's not 37%, it's lower than that. But this fool thinks that they pay too much money in taxes. I'm sure he would say that if given the chance. He didn't say it in that video, but that's what he's implying. They pay so much money in taxes that they should receive the COVID-19 vaccine before others. And did you hear his answer? Well, we need 300 million shots. Oh, wow. What a well thought out, educated, astute answer as to how this vaccine rollout should be handled. We need 300 million shots. Oh, that's a really good answer right there. I'll take that into great consideration. I hope the politicians were watching that. And this reminded me of all of these politicians and senators and House members getting the COVID-19 vaccine, and it's very easy for them to get the vaccine, very easy for them to receive it, while the mass majority of people across the country can't come across it. And they have these weird restrictions and guidelines on who can receive it first and who can't. And the vaccine rollout as a result of that has been abysmal, completely abysmal. And so a lot of these vaccines are going bad. They're sitting around, they need to be stored at insanely cold temperatures, and nobody's getting it. But this is what he has to say. This is what he has to say. Charles Barkley thinks that LeBron James should receive the COVID-19 vaccine before your grandmother who's disabled and doesn't work. That's what he thinks. He thinks that Kyrie Irving should receive the COVID-19 vaccine before your uncle who's over the age of 60 and has pre-existing conditions and a weak immune system. That's what he believes. That's what he believes. He thinks that these insanely rich athletes that play sports for a living should receive the vaccine before the hardworking people of America that don't have a choice but to go to their job where they, might perform acts that they otherwise wouldn't do unless they were given a different kind of opportunity. Now, I'm not here saying that, these NBA players, NFL players, hockey players, as he stated, didn't get to where they are because they're good at what they do. Of course, they got to where they are because they're good at what they do. But that doesn't mean that they're somehow on some higher moral standing than everyone else, that they should deserve special treatment, especially in regards to their lives. What kind of logic is that? I mean, this is elitism at its finest. And the reaction that this has gotten from social media that I've seen so far is very negative, and I'm glad. But I'm sure that there's some people that agree with this. I'm sure that there's many rich people that agree with this, but aren't stupid enough to say it like this guy is. I mean, what an idiot. What a complete idiot. All NBA players fall into like the top 5 or 1% of earners in this country. They do. They do. Did you know that the minimum salary for an NBA player with 0 years of experience, no experience whatsoever, is $898,310? That's the minimum. You can't make lower than that. And a lot of these players aren't making the minimum. So what I have right here is a list of what a couple of NBA players are set to make this year alone. Stephen Curry, $43 million. Russell Westbrook, $41 million. Chris Paul, $41 million. James Harden, $41 million. John Wall, $41 million. Kevin Durant, $40 million. LeBron James, $39 million. Blake Griffin, $36 million. Do you see a trend here? Do you see a trend? They're making tens of millions of dollars this year alone. God forbid they have to pay like $5 or $6 million in taxes. I don't know how much they pay in taxes. But still, what? So you're going to go home and cry because some millionaire is going to be $5 million less rich? Oh, he can't buy his 5th yacht. Oh, wow. So depressing. Guys, stuff like this, and look, I know that this is a sports show. I don't watch shows like this, but talk like this is really dangerous. And when you come across stuff like this, you have to be in the know and you have to know what's going on, because you can't allow things like what this man just said distort your way of thinking. You see, people like him think that everyone who's rich in this country, all the people that are at the top, are there because they're better and they're good at what they do and they worked really, really hard. And he thinks that everybody that's down at the bottom, the people, the poor people, the people that don't make as much, are there because they suck and they're not good at what they do and they're stupid. That's just the truth of the matter. That's just the truth of the matter. And this is it's class war at its finest. That's what it is. You're pitting see, this is what the rich people like to do. They like to pit the poor people against each other. so that while they fight amongst each other, what they do is they run off in the back with all the money, right? And so while everybody, all the peasants are fighting down below, they stay up at the top with all the money, right? And they push endless propaganda as to why they're up there and they need to remain up there, right? But what people need to realize is that you're the one getting screwed. Not LeBron James that's taking home close to $40 million that has to pay, I don't know, maybe a couple million in taxes a year. No, it's not him. And that's just from the NBA. That's not like shoe deals and whatever else these guys have. I just read off you their NBA contracts. So you're the one getting screwed. You're the one that needs to be asking the questions. Well, wait a minute. I don't think you pay enough in taxes. I wonder what he would say if someone told him that these NBA players, including himself, don't pay enough in taxes. I wonder what he would say then. And this reminds me, and I know I'm going on a tangent here, but this reminds me of when people were freaking out about Joe Biden's tax plan, how it would ever so slightly raise taxes, and people were losing their minds. And then come to find out, you know, intelligent people such as us, I say intelligent people, I'm really an idiot, but people that are in the know knew that Joe Biden's tax plan would only apply to those that made over $400,000 a year, which means that it wouldn't apply to a lot of the people that were complaining about it. This is what I mean, guys. They spew endless propaganda and they pit us against each other so that while we're fighting, they make off with all of the dough. And this video really pissed me off, and I hope it pissed you off as well, because it should.